In a blink of an eye, there you were and took a hold of me. Some would say that I found everything that I would ever need. 'Cause it's you, you're the one, and I'm longing for you tonight. I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't have you for life. No, I am going nowhere. I am going nowhere. I am going nowhere without you, without you now. I would change everything just to prove to you I'm worthy. Truth be told, I don't know what you see in somebody like me, but it's you, you're the one, and I'm longing for you tonight. I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't have you for
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Another episode of the GhettoRig podcast for you guys. For those who don't know, my name is Eddie. This is my co-host Jay, and behind the camera we've got Miguel.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Welcome back, guys. We had a week off. We were the GhettoRig crew was in Las Vegas. Yeah, so my brain is still waking up. Sorry about that.
Little jet lag still.
Bro, that yesterday, fuck man, I couldn't. I was like 2:30 in the morning, and I was wide fucking awake.
I had a monster at work yesterday.
That's probably a bad decision, huh?
It wasn't too bad, honestly. I still fell asleep relatively quickly. As soon as I got home, I don't even, what the fuck did I do yesterday? I got back home, worked out for a little bit. That's it. I went to sleep.
Day one, I couldn't sleep till about 4:30, and then woke up like 10:40. I was like, all right, can't do this shit again, because I, work and whatnot. But good thing I took that day off. So today was first day back. So yesterday I went to sleep like at 1:30. Like I forced myself to sleep. So
it was 2:30, and I felt like I could go on a marathon run. Like
having a day off is definitely, or would have been, a nice option.
No sleep. It's funny. I wasn't planning on having yesterday off, but my dad is a very nice man, and he decided that he knew I got home like after 1 a.m. and so he didn't call me. He went.
That didn't help either, because we got home super late, and like being able to fall asleep after the flight, after everything, like still jacked on adrenaline.
Yeah, we got much. We got here much later than I was anticipating. I was anticipating getting home at 12. Ended up getting there at like 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had a 1 hour
flight was
delay.
late, right?
Yeah.
We had an hour delay.
That's true. That's why. Yeah.
The good thing was it was a fucking one flight. It was not a connecting flight.
Oh yeah, that would have sucked.
Because remember when we got out of the terminal, people were getting onto the flights. I wonder where the fuck were they flying.
Nah, probably not Florida.
You know what I mean? I don't know if they're
all over the place, man. I saw flights everywhere.
Seattle. There was that one flight that was
no, not Vegas,
Seattle.
Not Vegas. When we got here, remember there were people waiting to get onto the flight.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
You guys remember that one flight that was constantly being mentioned as the last flight, but never was, and it was that Seattle flight?
That Seattle flight, yeah. They were
last call
for
Seattle.
For people. It looked like there was a few people that didn't make it to the plane.
I wonder if it was because like the plane was very empty.
I don't know.
Huh.
I did notice they said you could buy your tickets at the gate for our flight. Apparently there was tickets still available for our flight.
For our flight?
Yeah, you could buy them at the gate.
Were there any before when you booked them?
I mean when we did our booking, there was a bunch of empty seats. That's why they gave us the deal. That's why we got that deal that we sat together for like $5 a flight, was because the flights were so empty when we booked them.
Oh, that's
I guess
nice.
they were trying to get it to people, to entice people to kind of fill up the flight, and it does it evenly for them in a sense because we were a whole row.
Yeah, so the last 2 rows were completely empty.
Yeah.
When I went to the bathroom, I paid attention. Yeah, last 2 rows of the plane were empty. So that's 24 seats. No, that's the 12 seats.
12 seats.
Yeah. So
today was really my first day back at work officially, because yesterday I did go and clean. I had to go clean the account, which was extremely dirty for some reason. I had to ask my dad. I was like, yo, did you guys go and do my account while I was gone? Because that shit was bad yesterday. It was really, really dirty. I had like basically both my hands were full of trash. Like I was struggling to pick up all the trash and only have to walk once to the dumpster, which usually maybe 2 small trash bags full of trash is what I can usually gather throughout the few trailers that I have to do. It was bad yesterday.
I will say I do not envy all the dust that they have in Vegas. That dust seems to move too easily.
So I found out a thing. I was talking to my buddy, my buddy's dad and him. They both go to Vegas as poker dealers, right? And he called me for a completely unrelated reason. And then I talked to my friend on the way here. So apparently, I don't know if you guys had it, but by the day 3, I had like nosebleeds and stuff like that. And my buddy's dad and him said, yeah, he goes, that's normal. He goes, you need about 2 weeks for you to get used to it. And he goes, the lips chapping, he goes, it wasn't because of the wind or a cold. It's just so fucking dry there that your lips chap. So he goes, that's normal. So those 2 things are completely normal there. And the dust, he goes, yeah, the dust gets everywhere. He goes, everywhere. It doesn't matter what time of the year you're there. Dust is just fucking everywhere.
Those curtains that they had in the back of the house, they were just full of dust. Like,
not
dust, but dirt from the bottom. You could see like the red dust.
Well, I mean, in the front door, the front door was like a double door,
gap,
right? And in the gap was there was dust coming through the small gap. There's like a pile
Yeah.
of dirt right in front of the door. And
So-
you could tell
so-
it came through that gap.
Here's the thing. If you were to suggest 3 things to somebody that's going to Vegas, what would it be after this experience? Like you
Definitely
go
have
out
to
there,
visit.
seen it.
Definitely have to visit the strip
Okay.
because that's the biggest thing.
Strip.
Help
But
me
I
out.
think you gotta
Help
go
me
to
out.
both.
We can just kind of add on to this, but
I think
the
you
strip
gotta
is
go to
definitely one
both.
of them.
No, we give 3, and then I'll give 3.
Vegas specifically, or
Yeah.
what we did, because
I
No,
was
no.
about to say because I'd include Grand Canyon on that list.
definitely that's what I was gonna say.
It was, so there you go. Go give 3, and then we'll add more if there's more shit to
Go
do.
ahead, Miggy.
Like Grand Canyon
Okay, 1.
and
Strip 2, right?
I don't know. I didn't do a strip club, but I feel like I should have.
So maybe a strip club.
Casino, definitely got to visit a casino.
Okay, so 3
Yeah.
things. Okay, go Eddie. What about you?
I don't know. Fremont,
Fremont.
the normal Las Vegas Boulevard, because that's just gonna take you like 2 to 3 days though. if
So
you
all right,
really
so
wanna
let's
walk
say
all of it.
you, because he said the strip. I say take that Fairmont Street. Because you already mentioned the strip, so take Fairmont Street.
I don't know, bro. We didn't really do that much stuff. How much
We're
do you
all-
want to
we're
add
all-
on? Because all of it is really the 2 strips, Fremont and
Planet
the Las
13.
Vegas Boulevard. That's all it really is. I mean, where else are you gonna go?
So okay, cool.
And in the
So
Grand Canyon. I mean,
for me, I would say definitely look into, like, not necessarily concentrate on Airbnb, but also like look into the hotels, because you might end up like getting a deal where you can stay on the main strip versus just going somewhere in a hotel and then needing to drive.
Jay, you're not even answering your own question.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just don't. Number one thing in Las
You
Vegas,
said
I
things
would.
to do, not
I,
where to
I,
stay,
could, I
how to
couldn't
do
say the
it.
club because there are pictures of me just laying there sleeping.
No, okay, so maybe I framed the question wrong. Like, what suggestions would you have for somebody that's going to Vegas for the first
Oh,
time?
you said what to do, so that's why I was like,
Shit, we didn't even know what to do. Definitely get some food.
yeah, the food
The
is
food-
the,
the
some of
food was pretty
best
good.
stuff.
Yeah,
That first
food was
place
good.
that we
And
went
then
to?
I would say if you're gonna get food on the strip, that's fine, but then don't be afraid to venture out, because that Japanese ramen place and then
And
the
then the Spanish tapas
Spanish
place
tapas
we went
place
to
was
was
fire.
really good. Firefly, that Spanish tapas place was really, really good.
yeah.
I actually probably enjoyed it more than ceviche.
And then if you're doing Turo, that's fine, but also look into the other options of like the renting a car.
I would say
Would you guys recommend getting a car for Vegas, or do you guys think it would?
It depends where you're staying.
I was about to say, so yeah, I was gonna say I think that now if I were to go to Vegas again, I would probably just stay on the strip
Mm-hmm.
and not even get a car.
Yeah.
And not even get a car. Anything I want to do, just have just at the end of the day Uber.
Everything's there on the strip.
Exactly.
It's almost like that one city in Dubai that has that single
Yeah.
road and everything
Dubai
is
is
just
the
there.
city, right? EAU.
Huh?
Dubai is the city.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the one street. I don't know, but
I don't-
yeah.
I
So
don't really remember even.
so
I
if
think
you
it was
wanna-
in Dubai.
if you want to do, I'd say if you want to like have a bunch of shit to do, then stay on a strip, because there's a lot of walking around to do. Like, so first day we went to the wax museum, and then we did one hotel, which was Venetian, and there's stores and whatever, and there's a little mall. Like if you're walking around, and that was the day. The day was gone, and they have fucking hotels upon hotels upon hotels upon hotels, and they're all kind of different, right? So I don't know how much of that you want to see. But I say like definitely like if you're gonna walk the strip, it's gonna take time. And like you just passing by a hotel, you don't get to see the next one until you actually pass by.
I
right?
think some of the hotels have very interesting architecture too, like the Caesar's Palace. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bellagio's
Bellagio's
fountains. And
pretty
then what I
cool.
found out from my buddy's dad, he goes, if you want to like put that thing on steroids, like instead of watching the fountains right by the fountains, go up the Eiffel Tower, and then look at them from the top, because the view is even better.
Maybe
Yeah.
try that next time.
Yeah. But like, here's the thing: I would probably not go back there this year or next year or even the year after. I wouldn't like. I think once you've seen Vegas once, that's basically it. Especially if you've done the Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam, one
yeah,
or two
some other thing
hotels.
Hoover Dam. Hoover Dam's
Personally, I feel like there's a lot of things we could have still did
Yeah.
that I would like to go back and do.
Like which ones?
The ATVing, the Mojave,
Mhm.
the snowboarding on the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Like Vegas, you can basically do anything, right? So I feel like and like with the mountain ranges that are there, like it's just it's basically sightseeing the moment you get on the highway with the amount
Yes.
of mountains that are around you. So I would really like to go back and do those couple things.
And then pick a good time of the year, or at least be around a good time of the year.
I think that if we were to have gone
Summer?
this week and missed the wind, it
Yeah.
would have been perfect.
Mhm.
What's the temperature like right now?
It's probably gonna be
60s?
cold. It's just no wind. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, the wind was
60 degrees.
the strongest since 1980 something,
It was
89 or
85, I
something like
think.
that.
Yeah,
The temperature would have been just fine.
Now, I never thought I would say this, but at one point I was tired of looking at watches.
what do you mean?
You had watches from every single watchmaker, like you possibly wanted. I got to firsthand. I got to see all the watches that I've seen only on
Do
internet.
you guys remember seeing anything crazy?
Anything crazy?
In
You know
FP
what?
Journe? That was surprising for
Oh,
me.
you saw FP Journe's?
Remember there was a FP Journe boutique?
I
Not
didn't-
FP Journe. Oh, sorry. What was it?
Langozone?
Alangonsone. That was what was it?
Yeah, I was gonna say you saw FP Journe and you didn't tell me about this.
No, FP Journe. No, Alangonsone was what we saw. That was pretty surprising.
Yeah, like actually seeing those watches in person, or like actually seeing
I didn't think
Patek
I'd ever
Philippe
see a
in
watch like
person.
that in person.
Yeah, It was
To be
legit.
honest, like especially they had a whole fucking boutique,
hmm
you know. But I will say all the watches in the boutique were the same. You notice that?
Yes.
They were all the same model, which wasn't a very like out there model from Langa, but it was pretty interesting to see that. Ran Vacheron, to see a Vacheron boutique, Patek Philippe.
Yeah, Vacheron, and then
They had an AP boutique with no
two of
watches.
them.
With
Two of
watches.
them.
Yeah, two of them with no watches in them. Literally no watches.
We thought the first one was just like a fluke, and then we see the second one, and there's no watches inside. I was like, all right, okay, so this is
the
a theme.
second one had some watches on the outside,
Yes.
like in the cases.
Yeah.
But the first one that we went to, which was like a small boutique, like not very big at all, which was actually a part of the Beluso boutiques, which is where Alanga was and Vacheron. It was just across from it. And I think it was still part of that boutique. The only AP in there was the one on the dude's wrist. Literally, it was empty. The entire place was empty. There was a guy just sitting in there. And it's like, what the hell? What the fuck is this? You walked through, looked around, and like every single case, every single table, everything was empty, and the dude's just sitting on his phone, looking at us, sitting on his phone. And the only AP in there was the one on his wrist.
What
And
was
then
your
was-
guys' favorite hotel or casino?
Favorite? I think the initial shock when we walked into the first one, Venetian, like that the big ass whole walkway with like
Oh, with
beautiful
the
fucking
paintings on
paintings
top.
on a
yeah,
wall,
that's
and it's so
yeah.
clean and smelled so good. And people smoked in those casinos, bro. They smoked cigarettes,
Yeah.
but you couldn't smell nothing.
The only casinos that smelled like ass because of the cigarettes were the ones on Fremont.
Yeah.
But the ones on Las Vegas Boulevard, you couldn't tell they were smoking in there.
They smell so good. I even went home and I started Googling to see how they do it. So apparently there's this one company that they commissioned to make custom smells for each casino separately.
Okay.
And that shit's attached to the air vents. Because back in the day, they would do like, diffusers. But then they're like, fuck this, we got a better system. And now they attach it to the air vents. And then they blast it through the air vents.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there has to be some sort of a ionizing smell, something to like capture the cigarette smoke and everything and just kind of like neutralize it, right? Like,
I think it's not the smell that neutralizes the smell of cigarette smoke. I think it's how good the ventilation is that keeps the smell constantly moving.
and they have to have that with all that sand and shit. You know what I mean? They have to have a clean
with
ventilation.
the amount of dust.
Otherwise, like, you fucking stop cleaning that place with all the dust. You know what I mean? And those places were fucking spotless. You could eat off the floor. That's what it seemed to me.
It was pretty clean. I ain't gonna lie. I was walking around like thinking in my head, like, yo, I haven't seen a single stain.
Yeah,
on
on
this
carpets.
carpet.
And these carpets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the carpets themselves, because carpets are notorious for being dingy and smelling nothing, bro.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the nightlife?
Bro,
The
it
nightlife was interesting.
It
I will
depends how
say-
much money you have, right?
I will say
We
I
didn't
think
go,
that
we
I think
didn't get
that
to
even if you
experience
don't-
much of it, but from what we experienced,
I think that even if you don't have a lot of money, you take yourself to Fremont and you can have a good time.
That's what I'm saying.
Now if you can't go to Las Vegas Boulevard expecting to not spend a fucking $1,000. That's for sure.
Easily.
Easy.
Easy.
And I'm not saying that's for you and your girl. You know what I mean? Like, but the nightlife was pretty cool. I will say one thing I did not like about nightlife, or just kind of in general about Las Vegas, was the people. The people can be pretty fucking rude. Which I was pretty surprised to see, because I would expect that, you expect that from cities like New York. Everyone fucking bundled up on each other. There's a lot of the tourism isn't as like almost kind of like broadly accepted. Like when you look at Las Vegas, like the whole thing is tourism. Like everything you go to do is for fucking tourists. But man, do they hate tourists?
I vaguely oh my gosh, when we first walked into that restaurant, the girl with the attitude.
Oh, that fucking rude ass Colombian bitch.
Well,
Oh
I
my
think, man, you
God.
guys saying she had attitude. I think she just
She
didn't
was
know how
just
to.
co- He's like,
didn't know how to
I didn't
speak-
think you had an
Jay,
attitude. She was just
If
Colombian.
you're gonna say that that girl was not rude, you're fucking insane.
Yeah.
Stop looking at her
I
pretty
think he
face.
came off. I think he came off as rude because she didn't know how to speak English. I think that was her thing.
She definitely knew how to speak English.
I don't know, man. This is strong.
it's-
Anyway,
it's
it
not like-
doesn't matter.
It's not like she was struggling.
ass.
She
It
was-
doesn't-
She just
it-
had an accent.
It doesn't matter because that food was good, and then after that we had some banging ass food.
Yeah.
After that, when we like actually started looking into things, we had some badass food.
But yeah, I just found it weird, man. Like either the people were very, 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 very nice. Like for example, we went to that one spot. The girl was from her. Said her mom was from Kentucky. Asian
Yeah,
girl.
yeah, the Asian girl. Yeah,
Yeah. She
Kentucky.
was super nice. She was
extremely
super
nice.
Or the dude at the tapas place, really nice.
Extremely nice. Yeah,
The ramen place, the waiter was really nice.
cool
But
as hell.
it's like the people there, not the like. If someone's there working, like all the restaurants we went to, all the waiters were really nice. I didn't have a bad experience with a waiter, but just like people walking
And at that
around,
ramen,
rude as
at that
fuck.
ramen place, we walked in super late too. I thought they're gonna hate us because we
Yeah.
walked in like 15 minutes with them closing.
And the tapas place we went late too, and actually I asked the guy like, "Oh, what time does kitchen close?" He goes like, "We don't have a closing time. It's just like how big, depending on how busy it is, and this and that," which I thought was interesting because usually most places are like 9:30 last call.
Yeah,
we're
and he
cleaning up
came
the
out
kitchen.
and is like, "Bro, we're about to close the kitchen. Do you want anything, guys, so I
Exactly.
can put in the last order?"
If you could go back to Las Vegas tomorrow, what's the first thing that you would do?
the
first thing I would do?
I would do if I went back tomorrow.
Oh well, it depends. How much money do I have?
Go to Reef.
No,
No. How much money do I have?
no, like
You're
normal?
you. I'm not.
Oh, me.
Yeah, I'm not changing anything. I'm
What
not
would I
making
do?
you any more special than you are, Jay.
Now, unless I had to go, I wouldn't go. But if I had to go, I'd probably go. And go up the Eiffel Tower to see the fountains from the top to see if it's true or
that's
not.
yeah,
I would just do
you guys
that.
didn't go to the Eiffel Tower, right?
Mm-mm.
I didn't either. Yeah.
I would just do that probably, and then besides that, maybe, maybe attend a show. Maybe
Oh,
attend
yeah.
a show. That's something we didn't do. Maybe attend like some sort of comedy show or like a magic show or something like that.
Okay, so watch one of the shows.
Yeah, I would just do that.
I don't know. I definitely would go and stay on the strip in a hotel.
You'd want to
Oh.
go ATV.
Yeah, that's without saying. I would
I'd
stay on the
definitely
strip.
go
Yeah.
stay on the strip in a hotel, and actually, I'd probably be more of a relaxed trip for me. Like do what kind of Jay's saying, like just go watch shows.
Mm.
Like probably dedicate like if I were to just go with Emily, me and her, dedicate like a full spa day to just kind of relaxing and doing shit with her.
I would want to go back and do like the what we were talking about, one of the resorts where they do the parties and stuff, like the
Pool parties
and
or
stuff.
whatever?
Yeah. One of those.
Well, see,
one of those clubs.
here's the thing. Now that you know that they do this shit Monday through Sunday, because they were trying to get us to go to nightclub on Sunday, trying to get us going to club on Monday, trying to get us to go on Tuesday. So they're open nightclubs, and we went. Once you know they're open, you kind of like, I'll just go on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday. It's not pressing to go on a Saturday or Friday, right? You probably want to do it on Monday and Tuesday because we went there on a Saturday, right? It was a Sunday. The place was fucking packed, and there was some 2-bit rapper that was singing that wasn't even like,
Bro, that
There
shit
was-
was hilarious.
yeah, that wasn't even that great, and the place was packed, bro.
And Mans was like 45.
And well, I mean, forget 45. It was Snoop Dogg. I mean, he's right up there. You know what I mean? It would probably be or Eminem or 50
Yeah,
Cent.
man was old. I don't know.
You had the street performers as well.
Yeah.
The street performer, the one that was singing.
Mm-hmm.
He
There was a
pretty-
bunch
Look
that
up,
were,
look
like,
up Too
rapping
Short. How old is he?
On
Too short.
Yeah, Too Short. How old is Too Short? Yeah, so 57.
holy shit.
Yeah,
That was
he's
the
old
guy that
as
was
shit.
singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy that was singing, and he was singing some whack shit.
Interesting.
Bro,
Interesting.
he's my dad's age.
Yeah,
He's a
singing
few
some
years
whack
younger
shit.
than
That's
my
for
dad.
sure. But yeah, so I would say it would be a chill trip, and then I would definitely say if you do go back, for sure, make that drive to the Grand Canyon. It's worth it. It's worth it. 4 hours of you going back and forth, 100% worth it. Hit the Hoover Dam, worth it.
I don't think the Hoover Dam's worth it.
Ah, come on, man. It
Nah,
was
the Hoover
pretty
Dam I
cool.
think was bullshit. I ain't gonna lie.
I think you were just tired by the end of the day.
No,
I
think
liked it. It was
bullshit.
pretty cool.
I think it was a big, long concrete wall.
Well, yeah, obviously. But like that picture with the fucking with the bridge in the background, that's really
The
picturesque.
bridge looks nice. Which
That's
was
really
built in
picturesque.
2010. That's not the Hoover Dam.
The bridge was cool. I think the bridge was cooler than the dam itself.
I
but
think so,
both are
too.
very impressive man-made like features.
Yeah, well, now I say
I don't.
if
think
you
the
do go to
Dam's worth
Hoover
the stop.
Dam, maybe do the experience of Hoover Dam where they
No,
take
I
you.
think if anything,
show
if
you
you're
the
gonna do the Hoover
turbines.
Dam, you just drive right through it.
Just get there and
But
just
if they
drive
show you
through
the
it.
turbines inside and things like that, that could get cool.
Maybe.
Nah,
But I
not to
think-
me.
I think
not to
if-
me personally. I still think it would be.
I think that you should just drive through that.
Yeah,
shit.
driving through it, you're gonna get.
If I were
you're gonna
forced
get
to be in
rough
there
enough.
for an hour, I'd be pissed. Like I want the freedom to not be there.
Yeah, I don't know, but definitely Grand Canyon. I think Grand Canyon was worth it.
Yeah, I definitely think so. It was definitely cool. You
Yeah.
guys were insane for trying to climb up that hill. That's crazy.
Trying, we did.
We
Bitch.
did climb up that damn hill.
I didn't. I wasn't gonna try.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I mean, don't get
You
me
were
wrong.
literally risking your life.
Don't get me wrong. It was bad, and then I put
You're
on
probably risking your life more walking around it
yeah.
on the actual edge versus just
Mm.
what happens. You start climbing, and you fall 2 steps.
Yeah.
Versus if you're walking around the edge, you fall 1,000 feet.
Nah, because if you
I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me.
if you freak out,
It's just your
and
brain.
yeah,
It's your brain.
I guess.
Literally telling you it's
Well,
scary.
you can
it's
tell
not.
me that, but I'm not fucking around at that altitude.
You know what's the weirdest part? Remember when we approached that ant hill, and people were like coming down the side
From
that
the
we were
front?
approaching,
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
and
Oh yeah, I
and-
saw that. I was
and-
like, is there a way to?
No, you're
get
supposed to
them
go
the
around.
front?
yeah. So and then as we climbed up with all that wind, it made more sense to go from down the side where you're not getting hit by that wind as much.
I don't know, man. I went around the whole fucking rock. I was getting hit with the wind everywhere. 'Cause
No.
I walked
Yeah.
around that back side when we were looking for Mickey. I walked around further than when we went the first time.
Yeah.
To that basically where people were coming down from. The wind was just as bad.
That wind was.
That's what I'm
just-
saying. That side is bad, but the side that we walked down actually was not that bad. Like when we walked down completely.
Okay.
off
I get
of
what you're
it.
saying. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that side wasn't bad. And then I did climb down, which what I wanted to do because I know there was no need to climb down. I could have just gone around it, but I did climb down towards the that cart, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't hard climb whatsoever.
No, that wind was definitely freaking me out for sure. And then I remember, well, you guys were up there and I was walking around. There was a dad and 2 kids, a little girl and a little boy. And the little girl was like, "Dad, let me go." He's like, "I am not letting you go up here." And I'm
You pull
like,
up the
"That's a
string.
good idea, man."
And yeah, talking about a dad and a son, there was a Russian dad and a Russian son, and son said something he wanted to do. Dad looked at him pretty much in Russian, cussed his ass. I was like, "You're not doing it." Yeah, because the kid wanted to come. And you know how there's that one stone right by the end hill where you could kind of like climb up on it and take the picture towards it,
No, I don't remember.
and that's where the winds were hitting super hard, and you could clearly see the bend and that just fucking straight down line. Yeah, so that was where
The
that
wind was
the-
pushing me, man. I'm telling
yeah,
you,
yeah,
that wind
the
was
wind
pushing
was pretty
us.
strong.
Yeah, it was pretty strong.
Yeah.
I mean, when we came back, we went somewhere the next day, and I was talking to someone, and they were like, "Oh, you guys went to Grand Canyon. I hope you guys didn't go yesterday because like the wind was so bad."
We're at the Longa. No, we're not in the Longa store. We're at Patek store.
Well, it
the
was
lady-
tech store. Yeah.
The lady, yeah.
It's funny to say. But yeah, she was like, "You guys went to Grand Canyon yesterday?" I was like, "Yeah, it was not a good idea." And she's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. But anyway, I do have some articles up. So one big thing that happened in the world, it was Indian billionaire Anand Ambani is the son of the richest billionaire, and during his wedding there were a bunch of people that were there. And why this went viral is because he's known for wearing crazy ass watches. And
Yeah, he has a shit ton of like one of one pieces
Yeah.
and even like commission stuff, just crazy
Mhm.
stuff.
How do you make his money?
the dad,
Sure. How does he have this money? How is he a
he's,
billionaire?
father.
he's his father.
What does his father do?
That's what I'm saying. He's an entrepreneur. He owns like one of the largest residences in Mumbai. This shit's like 23 stories high. That's all his. Like 3 helipads. He's got 147 or some $1 million plane, all fully decked out. Then a couple other planes. Largest collection of cars in India, including the most expensive car, which is the Black Edition Rolls Royce. Cullinan. Yeah, the guy's got money. He's an entrepreneur. I think real estate development, all kinds of shit. But yeah, so
They
Zuckerberg
had a
was
bunch of
there.
crazy people there.
Yeah, Zuckerberg was there and things like that. So go back up.
I think this is like a one of one piece that Patek.
Yeah, that Patek go down. And so rubies and diamonds, Patek, Nautilus, that he wore, one of them. And this was a 3 day festivities, right?
Yes.
Like 3 day wedding. So keep going down. So another one that he owns is one of
Grandmaster Chime.
like Grandmaster Chime. These are what this was 7 years in development before they even made it. So there's not a lot of them out there, and it's 2-face. You get to flip the watch on whatever face you want it to be. I think he has one of the most complications ever. In any watch.
I know that the Grandmaster
When you
Chime
say-
like Patek is probably their most prestigious.
Yeah, the most
I
expensive.
heard that
watch.
word a couple times. When you guys refer to complications on watches, it means how many other features it has, right?
It's
How
basically
many things it does?
Yeah, it's basically, you're right though. Basically features. So, like a date complication, day of the week complication,
The chime.
GMT complication. The chime itself would be a complication. Annual
Chronometer.
calendar complication. Perpetual calendar is another complication. All these things are what they consider complications.
Shows you how much battery there. Well, how much charge there is
Oh
left.
yeah, sometimes they have that. The minute repeater, that thing, the little chime, the actual, because this is a Grandmaster chime in the sense where it's gonna chime on every hour, I think, but I don't think it's an actual. Also, it has 5 chiming functions, which, well, who knows what they are. So it probably does have the minute repeater function as well. But that's another complication, basically.
They make it sound so complicated.
Yes.
Well,
It does sound
it's
fancy.
all mechanical, right?
It sounds fancy though. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Which when I was first into watches, I was like, complication. What the fuck does that mean? And I think it was Alex that told me. Alex, the one who went to buy your tutor with,
Okay.
the one you did jiu-jitsu with. Yeah, he's the one who's explained to me like complications and stuff.
So keep going down. There's another one.
This
Patek
is a minute
Philippe,
repeater
skeletonized
tourbillon.
minute tourbillon. Go down. That one I think
Sky Moon Tourbillon.
yeah, we saw this in there, didn't we? No,
Nah.
it was probably a similar one. Anyway, the Nautilus, that's the Tiffany and Co. Nautilus, which is
A few million,
with
I
his-
think. Oh,
yeah, with his blue
6.5.
dial. Mm-hmm.
It's the most expensive Nautilus ever sold.
Mm-hmm. And then Richard Mill, which they didn't have well, they did have a couple of Richard Mills in there. There was place was big, and I counted maybe 4 watches inside. That was it, because they were like kind of displayed like museum pieces.
Yeah, I saw there was a Richard Mill boutique.
Yeah.
They had. We didn't go inside though, I don't think.
No, we did not. We just passed by it. Keep going down. Another Richard. So out of those watches, which one would you keep? If you were to keep
The
one.
Tiffany.
Tiffany?
Yeah.
I think out of these, I like that one.
I'd keep the Grandmaster chime.
That one
The
right there.
chime is just
I would
Almost
keep it, never wear
unwearable.
it. Never wear it, keep it, and just like fucking sell it in 50 years.
Well, you said which watch would you wear?
I said keep, not wear.
Well, then what's the point?
Which
Now, which one would you keep and which one would you wear? How about, okay, 2 options.
Both. I'd still stay with the Tiffany.
Nautilus.
Yeah.
I'd keep this and then wear the
$6.5 million watch and it's wearable.
it's
Unlike the
it's-
chime, the chime is literally a wall clock on your hand.
Yeah.
Although
it's like
silly
this
to
thick.
me,
I would keep this and then wear the Tiffany.
although silly to me, the fact that people don't wear their watches, I understand that they're valuable, but like, what
I
the
agree,
fuck is
Mickey.
the
It's the
point of having
dumbest-
something if you're
It's
not gonna
the
wear it?
dumbest thing to me too. I do not understand it. You're gonna have something and just gonna sit there.
Well, it's no different. It's no different than
Sneakers.
buying stock options. How the fuck do you wear stock options?
You don't wear stuff, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That is
Like,
very,
how do you-
very, 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 very different.
Well, it's the way to. Why I'm saying is the same thing is because these people are parking their money into a valuable.
Most people aren't though.
What do you mean?
That's just a insane excuse watch collectors tell them is investment.
Not in
investment.
this one when the original
Well,
price
yeah,
was.
when you're talking about $1 million watches,
That's what I'm talking about.
most people that are collectors or investors in watches are buying day-to-day random normal shit that is not going to be in a real investment in money.
That's true. That's true. And I agree with that. Like, if you don't
Like,
wear those,
you're-
then that's dumb. But if you're getting something like this, then I understand that. Like, buying an AP, simple AP and not wear it, that's stupid. Or even a gold AP and not wear it, that's stupid. Or even wash your own and not wear it, that's stupid. But then you get these complications and wear it, to me, that make no damn sense.
I don't know, man. I think that any watch you get, you should be wearing.
Nah, not that one.
All of them. Doesn't make any sense.
Go back. There was another watch one with Seiko just released new watches. And there were the 62 mass, which is recreation 62 mass watches that were recreated. That's Citizens ones. You had it up. There you go, right there. So new Seiko releases keep going down. That one I
nice.
like a lot. That one I like a lot. That's the one I was
Black
looking
Bay
for.
vibes, though.
Huh?
Hella Black Bay Pelagos vibes, so.
Yes, very similar to Black Bay Pelagos, but much smaller in every which way, and thickness and size.
Really?
Yeah.
Size like 2? How small is
Well,
this
it
watch?
wears smaller than Pelagos.
Well, they make a
small.
39, 38 or 39 in the Pelagos
They do.
too.
They
So.
do. So I do like that watch. What's the price on it?
It's got a 72-hour power reserve.
3-day, 300-meter diving watch. Okay, so it's
1,200
to 1380
euro.
euros. So you're looking at probably about $3,000, close to it anyway. Which is a lot for a.
You're not gonna be able to get this watch though.
No, it's gonna be limited edition shit.
And it's probably not even gonna release in the U.S.
Probably not, because it's doing in pounds. So.
Let's talk a little bit about ChatGPT, the love of my life.
I finished school, guys. Reminding me of ChatGPT.
Oh.
That's cool, but I finished this semester, so no more
All right.
class.
So what are the uses of ChatGPT?
Happy birthday letters. Wait, no. Happy birthday gift giving. So
Ah,
if you don't know what to give your friend, you can just ask it, hey,
make
help me
what?
pick out a gift for my mom who loves gardening, and it'll get you something.
No shit. I never used it for that.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
pretty
but then
fucking cool.
you gotta
Yeah.
give a really particular description of
Yeah,
your
but
friend.
Sometimes.
as humans, we're
Well-
notoriously undecisive, especially when it comes to buying stuff for other people.
True.
So it could help, like, give it the information that we have, but we're just kind of weird about the decision part about it. So they make that decision, you know,
What about if we do a Secret Santa this year?
and have ChatGPT
Have
give all the gifts.
ChatGPT give all the decision, like all the choices for X amount of dollars. That would be interesting.
Ask very specific, dumb questions.
Like what?
How do air conditioners work? And it'll give you a whole entire.
How's that a dumb
thing.
fucking question?
It's. I
Because
mean,
no one needs to know that.
yeah, like
No one actually needs to know it.
I want to know shit like that.
You want to know this. You just said it. Want versus need. You don't need to know shit like that. So it's something random. Like how, like, ask Jim.
But it's not dumb.
Can you-
It's just random, but it's not dumb.
It is pretty dumb because you don't really need to know it. Or like asking ChatGPT how a bottle cap is made, or things like that. That
Yeah.
would be funny.
high nigga questions.
That's the best way to put it, right?
Brainstorming ideas for work projects. This
Okay.
is great. This is what I use it
I
for.
can see it.
It gives me a lot of ideas and a lot of text.
Everyone suddenly is very fucking smart and intelligent at your work. 'Cause they're all using ChatGPT.
Yeah,
When I say your, I mean in general.
yeah. Because it does all that capitalization and shit for you. It's kind
It's
of
surprised how well grammar has been on stuff in the past few years with things like ChatGPT coming out.
yeah.
No one failing those misspellers, huh?
I think it's hilarious. Like, I've used ChatGPT for stuff, and then I'm trying to run it through an AI detector to make sure, like, right, cover my ass. Bro, you add one grammar, like
Mistake.
one grammar mistake, no AI detector will catch that shit instantly. It's like a computer did not do this. because there's some kind of mistake, like a mistake that a computer wouldn't make, you know.
One thing that I've noticed about ChatGPT is that
And it could just be as simple as a double space. Yeah.
it will give you this very similar answer if you ask it about the same topic, or if you ask it a similar question, it'll
Yeah.
still give you the same answers every time,
Yeah, it kind of rounds out to the same info. Like it's very general.
unless you plug
You
in
have
more
to
information.
plug in very specific things. But I like it though, Brian, because I straight up look at it as like I have a personal fucking goblin in the corner of my room that is just fucking a taskmaster. It just instantly blows out tasks, right? Like I can just ask it anything, literally. Like the moment it comes to my brain, how's a fucking Zen pouch packed?
Oh, the
Boom.
dumb
And-
question.
Yeah, the dumb questions. But like you can look at it as like someone who is just literally
It's your
sitting
fucking
there.
Google without you doing the research. That's literally what it is.
No, it's not though. It's beyond that because you can make it design stuff. Like for example, how I used it to when I started the business with my dad and I was trying to optimize a route for us. I used ChatGPT. I gave it all the information. I gave it all the locations of each one, which ones I need to go to during what time of the week, how many times a week I need to go. It even asked me my starting location of my house just to optimize it even better.
The cool thing about AI, that's something that I was about to say, is that it like you say optimizes your question,
Yeah,
even if you don't ask it to.
exactly.
Because sometimes you're typing something, it's like, oh shit, but I need to include this, but then it includes it for you. It's like,
I didn't know. I didn't think about using my house as starting location to optimize, but it did. It did that, even though I didn't ask it to.
somebody probably already had that question.
Yeah, the ChatGPT
Either
is
that
one of
or
those
he
things
can
that's
just-
constantly learning.
You
so.
can just ascertain that, like, okay, well, you get in the route, but where are you starting from? Like,
Exactly.
a basic
What starting
questions.
point?
True.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
we
true.
will omit the basic questions because you kind of like, oh shit, like I kind of know where I'm starting from. Like, so you
Exactly.
omit these, but it's like, no, let's start from
figure
the
it out and
beginning.
make
It's
it
very
optimal as
objective.
possible.
Yeah.
It's very objective.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. You give it a task and it goes at it. And it's one of those things where, like, for example, Siri doesn't have a conversation with you. So Siri can do little tasks, right?
Theory
Set an alarm.
used to have a conversation with you, because back then when it came out, everybody was talking to their fucking Siri, and I remember.
Well, see, but you're talking to your Siri and what you think was a AI conversation back then, but now you realize what
Do
it
you
really
not remember
can be.
back then how stupid everybody was? Hey Siri, how are you?
So
Hey Siri, I love you.
So the Siri thing was kind of annoying though, because for example, like only in certain situations can you have a continuous task with Siri. Hey Siri, do this. Okay, what do you want to say? What's text you want to send? Okay, send it to
Siri's
this.
more
Oh,
for
and it
commands,
adds-
more general.
It's very general and it's a very short term project innate in that sense. So but with ChatGPT, it's like, hey ChatGPT, I want to do this. Okay, cool. Oh, ChatGPT, actually I forgot I wanted to add this, take away this, and flop these two things and
Yeah,
replace every
yeah.
single name as this and do this and do that. Okay, done. Boom.
Being able to modify.
the only thing I don't like with ChatGPT is when it comes down to like risque topics, it gives you a very general, like
So you have to ask it in weird ways.
yeah.
So if you wanted to ask ChatGPT about the dude with the mustache right here, right? You can't just go in there and ask it how he did that.
Yeah.
Right? But you can ask it, apparently, this is what I've heard, that you can ask it like, what would it sound like if my grandma was telling me stories of those times and how everything worked? And it'll tell you.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Anytime you ask like like those, like political or any kind of
Anything that
religious
sounds
or any
like it
kind of
might harm
har-
people,
or hurt someone's feelings, it
Yeah.
gives you like a very basic, which I think
or it doesn't want to do it at all.
or doesn't want to do.
It'll tell you straight up, like,
Which I think is kind of crazy because you should be able to access all that information. You should be able to get, because then you have to go around and ask a bunch of different ways to get the information you need. You know?
I think the problem is that since it's such a new technology and they're just kind of, the safeguards are pretty broad because I think they want to really cover their ass. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
their
for sure.
safeguards have to be extremely broad in general.
Yeah,
To
because
kinda
people
make
are gonna
sure.
get offended no matter what. you
Yeah,
know,
man,
so-
they don't. At the end of the day, this AI could be used theoretically to optimize a homicidal maniac's route through a town on how to make sure not to pass these gas like police like it could do that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, it
It
could.
technically could do that. What time is the busiest? Don't go through this street because the police officers stay here. Like it could do that.
But then homicidal maniacs are usually super, super intelligent, right? So they can definitely come up with
But
fucking
how to ask the
how to
question.
ask it.
Yeah.
So to me, that's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, cause
I
you,
definitely understand what you're saying. Like they're figuring out their workarounds to ask it the question. Like for example, I think you're not allowed. Like you can't ask it how did Oppenheimer do the thing. You know what I mean? But you can ask it like, oh, how did the Oppenheimer movie go? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you can ask it these things and shit like that. So
yeah.
uh,
And I think that's what happened. Like in the beginning, the people would ask that, and they're like, "Wait a minute, we can't let them know this." So they put safeguards in.
exactly.
But I
No,
like
I
this.
think when anything that comes to human harm, they definitely probably did that from the beginning.
Yeah, but I like this one a lot actually. Planning a date with your significant other. I really like this because a lot of times, not a lot of times, there are times where you're like, man, I don't want to think about what we do next. Just pick something, and
Yeah.
and your significant other, if it's a girl, is notoriously like, I don't know, you pick one, and then this is not good. This is not good, and I think going through this eliminates the hassle of, hey, is she gonna like it, not like it? Am I gonna like it, not like it? You know, type of. I
It's
like
funny
this.
though because things like this either.
ChatGPT is great for girls. And sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Great for girls. Very flamboyant answers.
Yeah. Well, there's an app. There's a plugin app that people use specifically for that, like specifically made for dating apps or texting women. Now, they'll go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT will give an answer, and then you can tailor your answers to what age group the person is. You know, give it some description, and then it'll give you the answer of what they might like or not.
I'm talking to Sabrina from Tampa. She's 23 years old, has a cat, has a dog.
Yeah,
loves to
interested
walk
in
on the
this and
beach.
yeah,
What can I say?
interested in this and that and that. Um,
I don't know, man. That doesn't sound like a good idea to me.
I mean, it does come up with good, decent
Yeah.
responses. It does, but the thing is, you know, girls with their icks, it could be just a fucking
Comma.
word,
Just
and
be a
like,
comma.
ew, you know, a comma, whatever. What is this next one?
Summarize long podcast so you don't that you don't.
I don't know, man. I want to watch my podcast though, like especially doing double speed. You know, if you listen to somebody
See,
to Huberman,
I would
then, yeah.
understand this for books.
Books, yes.
For books, I would definitely understand
Yeah,
this.
you know who's
But
Ty Lopez?
with podcasts, it's almost like asking someone to summarize a TV show.
Yeah.
And again, it's a very, very different forms of content, but podcasts have the like a lot of human nature to them.
Human
There's a lot
factor
of,
to
there's
it,
a lot
yeah.
of humor and emotion involved in a podcast. When there's, not to say there isn't in books, but books, they're written and read to you in a way that you understand that very blatantly. You know what I mean? With podcasts, it's better to hear.
Yeah.
Because you're not hearing the person's tone of voice, how fast they're talking about it,
Well, they,
or whatever it may be.
it's not even that you have a podcast that have the same breakdown, right? Like every episode is exactly the same. So now they're like, okay, well, they talked about this, and this. Next episode, this, same thing. So it's like, all right, so what's the point of watching a podcast at all? Because podcast is more entertainment, books are more for knowledge, right? Like, I think Ty Lopez said something like that.
I think podcast is definitely the balance of entertainment and education.
Yeah.
Like where you're still,
but books, I do
because people are
agree.
going to talk about things that are informative, whether it's politics, ChatGPT, technology, money. We talk about finances,
But although
hobbies. It's always informative in that sense.
although autobiography, like self-help books, like things like that, it's something to get better at, I'd say, yeah. But autobiographies or biographies in general, I think you should really read them by themselves. Like, for example, the newest Elon book, you should really read it. I don't know
Or like
how would it
Goggins
summarize.
books,
Oh,
man.
Goggins books.
You gotta
have to read those.
You gotta
Yeah.
listen to those straight up, man.
Yeah.
You
have to understand those. Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious when I started Goggins book and instantly being like, oh shit, this is the guy's voice that they use for every fucking like alpha male fucking TikTok there is out there.
Yeah.
It's the dude that narrates Goggins book. Which I didn't realize that was an actual person. when I had heard all these TikToks and Instagram memes and all this stuff, I didn't even know that was an actual person. I thought this was like an AI's fucking voice.
Now
A
they're
random
using
generated
more.
AI voice.
Now they're using more of the AI, especially in foreign speaking countries where the where there might be an accent or hard to understand, they'll use the AI to narrate, and it sounds fucking crazy. I like it good.
I wonder how good the ChatGPT is at translating. Like, would it be better to walk around with the Google Translate app or ChatGPT? And like
I've
someone
done
like
ChatGPT,
Japan.
and it's fucking great.
In Japan, I wonder how good it is.
It's great, especially with Spanish, bro. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It will teach you a language if you need to be taught. Like it will teach you Spanish if you want Spanish.
Can we test it real quick? You mind we do that, Mickey? Let's test it for something a little more difficult though. Let's do Russian. Can you read? Can you or
Yeah.
what language
Doesn't
from
matter.
back home
Either
can you
or.
read the best? Read it.
Either or Russian, Lithuanian, Armenian,
Okay.
doesn't matter. Don't do Armenian because the letters are gonna be they're not
Characters.
yeah, they're characters.
Yeah.
But do maybe do actually Lithuanian because the letters are more whatchamacallit.
Yeah, I was about to say, go ahead and hit sign in with Google.
Their letters are more
There you go.
whatchamacallit, Latin.
Teach me Russian. Learning Russian can be alphabet Cyrillic.
See, but again, you're gonna get bunch of like squiggly shits, right?
Just
Do
do
Lithuanian, so this way you can recognize the letters.
Lithuanian uses like the
Yeah, I taught Latin letters.
instead of just do like translate think of a random sentence and then translate this to Lithuanian. See, I want to see how good it does. And women.
I love what?
I love red Ferraris and taking women on expensive vacations. That's a good sentence, Mickey. I like your creativeness.
Let's see what does this say.
Can I try reading that?
Go ahead.
Asmailu Radonas Ferrari Masnar Irveda Motre Jevrigia Atosgas.
Okay, so it's Aš myliu raudonas Ferrari mašinas ir veda moteris į brangius atostogas. Okay.
Okay, so your J's.
It's pretty jacked.
Your J's and IJ?
Oh wait, that's not a J. That's an I with a squiggly line.
It's an I with a squiggly line. So it's the grammar is off. Aš myliu raudonas Ferrari.
What does that
Aš
mean?
myliu raudonas Ferrari. Raudonas means red. Myliu love. I love
I love red
red
Ferraris.
Ferrari. Mašinas, cars. Ir veda is like somebody is taking me. Ir vesti, which means like more general, to take with me. Moteris, women. I brangius atostogas. Those words.
What? Say it again.
Brangius atostogas. These words don't make sense together the way it is. I brangias atostogas, because the ending changes depending on a word.
Now,
that you
let me
use.
ask you this. If you didn't know English and I just showed this to you, would you understand I love red Ferraris and taking women on expensive vacations?
Yes
and
and no.
Lithuanian.
Yes and no.
It wouldn't be
I
exactly
would
that. What would you
literally
understand?
sit down like, I would really sit down like, what the fuck is he trying to tell me? Because that word vada throws me off. Someone else is taking.
I like Ferraris and I like people taking me on
No,
expensive
it's like I
vacations.
like Ferraris, but someone else is taking women.
on expensive vacations.
Yeah. Yeah. So
The story of my life.
yeah. So. That's why I would like really need to understand this and really need to like ask you more questions to understand what you're saying. So the grammar is completely off on this one.
Try the same sentence in Spanish. See how. Let's do an examination.
Copy paste.
Yeah.
Well,
Not the response. Translate this in Spanish.
Amo los Ferraris rojos y llevar mujeres a vacaciones caras. It makes sense.
It makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I told you. You can literally.
That's some fucking proper ass Spanish right there.
I'm telling you, bro. This shit's flamboyant, bro.
Yeah.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
Sounds like that. What's that guy that just won the belt from Volkanovski is speaking it?
Oh,
Topuria.
Topuria?
Yeah. That's like Spanish. In the Dominican, me encantan.
Me encantan los Ferraris rojos y llevar mujer a vacaciones caras.
Maldito.
See, talk about you think of a Dominican said it's like Cuban. It's gotta say que what I said at first.
Well, Dominican, I thought it throw in a maldito vacaciones or something.
Me encantan los Ferraris rojos
Yeah,
y
same
llevar mujer a
thing.
vacaciones caras. It's the same shit.
Yeah, so as I said, Spanish, like those bigger languages, you can learn no problem. Like it can teach you conversational Spanish, basic conversation. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying you can be a professor in Spanish, but they'll teach you
Right.
basic conversation in Spanish. So I think it's better than fucking Duolingo. That's for sure.
Yeah, you think
Yeah,
so?
100% better than Duolingo. I mean, it's not as interactive.
And it's
But
not
it is
set up
definitely better-
specifically to teach
Yeah.
you. But
Look-
you can get it to do it.
Just do most optimal way to learn the language. Give me 3 tips. Most optimal 3 tips you can give me to learn the language.
It's probably gonna be to like submerge yourself in the environment. Yeah, immersive learning. That's probably the number one. Language courses and classes. Language apps.
And websites, language exchange, self-study with resources, flashcards with vocabulary building, practice speaking, language challenges and goals, cultural immersion, consistency, and patience.
Okay, dude. If I were to use ChatGPT to learn Spanish, how should I start?
Jay's thinking here, going, damn.
Using ChatGPT to learn Spanish can be a helpful supplement to your language learning journey. Here's how.
Jay's
Same
sitting here
shit,
going,
basically.
damn. I've been paying $2 an hour for this girl in Colombia. and I
No,
could've
'cause
just- it's ChatGPT.
At this point, is more mine is more of a like actual back and forth conversational. I think this is a good way to get
You
the
still
basic.
doing the prep?
Yeah.
You still doing
mhm.
that?
Yeah, you
I'm
have
surprised.
to, because you know that's the immersive part. You have to.
Well,
Otherwise you're gonna-
no. The immersive part is being around us.
Yeah, that's true. But then remember, you guys speak Dominican Spanish. That's like
Just quicker Spanish.
it's very quick Spanish, number one, and then you use a lot of slang words, which, I would say like 30% of the Spanish is like slang words to begin with. I only
No,
maybe
30%. God damn. I think you probably don't pick up on 30% because of how fast.
that's
it's
what I'm
spoken.
saying. That's what I'm saying. And
But
then I don't
but
pick
it's-
up on shit already. So like when Dominican Spanish is spoken and you guys speak it fast, I maybe pick up like 40 to 50% versus like 70, 60 to 70. So there's like a solid 20%
It's not even
discrepancy.
slang. It's just like words getting cut off and shit.
Well, that's slang, right? Like
Yeah, that's effectively slang
It's a
at that point
dialect.
because
it's a dialect.
it's a dialect and that's slang because other dialects will cut it off in different ways.
dialects don't bother me anymore. Like the change of the intonation and voice and the dialect doesn't bother me anymore. At first it did, like switching
Well,
from
no,
Cuban
no.
to Dominican.
Yeah, I think you're confusing dialect with accent. Dialect is
yeah.
like the actual words spoken. The difference in
Okay.
that. So like
Well, then
how
the accent-
Dominicans and a lot of South Americans say vaina, but you guys don't say vaina.
Vaina to us is just like a vine.
Yeah, vaina is like
Thing.
anything.
Yeah.
Thing. Mira esa vaina,
o
es una vaina. Yo
a-
soy una
A
vaina. tú eres
vaina
una
could
vaina.
also be a sheath to us, like a knife sheath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like for
La
example,
vaina del machete.
sancocho is our soup, right? For them,
It's
that's
trash.
the trash slob that they give to the pigs. Yeah, it's like the leftover food that they get all together and they give it to the animals. That's sancocho to them.
Yeah.
That's why every time this nigga says, "Oh yeah, there's sancocho," I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't sound good.
But trust me, sancocho is probably one of the best Dominican dishes there is.
I would 100% agree.
Yeah, it's got everything. It's a soup with chicken, pork, and beef, corn, plantains, yuca, fucking.
For me personally, I'm just not a fan of soups.
So I'm not a fan of soups either, but that's why I eat it like I just get a bunch of rice
Yeah.
and pour it over.
Yeah.
That's how I eat it.
Yeah.
I don't eat it as a soupy meal. I eat it with like a wet rice almost.
I'll do the opposite because I really enjoy the taste of the soup.
No, I'm not. I mean, I enjoy the taste
To
of
us,
the soup.
I don't know if you guys call it this, but caldosa.
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 Yeah, so that's
It's similar, but it's not
it's our
sancocho.
version. It's
Mhm.
similar though.
Yeah.
But I say your mom's oxtail is probably number one for me though, before sancocho.
No. The oxtail, no.
My grandma and mom are big fans of oxtail.
Mm.
I'll have one from time to time, but it's not something I'm.
I like some oxtail if it's especially my mom's making it. I do not like oxtail unless someone I know that knows how to make it is making it because a lot of people will leave a shit ton of the fat on.
and it's fucking disgusting.
It's nasty, man. It's just slob.
Go to the next article.
Con grillo y carne tipia. Yep, she's right. That's the best Cuban dish there is.
28 of the best
What a
AI
banana.
and Chat GPT courses, since we're already on the subject.
Yeah,
I
so
like
this
this.
is
This is
this is the self improvement part. So if you ever wanted to go into ChatGPT, which I think
I think everyone. This is gonna sound a little weird and one of those like probably gonna look at me as like this fucking Gen Z kid trying to tell you how to live your life.
I already know what you're saying, and I agree with that.
I think everyone could benefit in their life by learning to use ChatGPT.
100%.
And I'm telling you, if you go in and you learn how to use it and you start to understand how this software works, you will 100% will think of and go, shit, light bulb. Oh shit, I can use ChatGPT to do this in my life. I can use ChatGPT to do this. Not to say I use it on a daily basis, but I use it pretty fucking often, man.
So to get the full, which I don't like, to get the full ChatGPT experience, you need to really pay for it, which is the paid version. Which actually, Elon Musk.
What does the paid version give you?
Yeah, what's the difference?
It's giving. I think
I
the
think
ChatGPT we're doing right now is
3.5.
3.5, and that 4 or 5 actually.
So it's just smarter. I think
Much
it actually
smarter.
has like actual access to the internet.
Yeah.
In the sense where
How much is the
20, I think, a month.
might be worth it for my business?
So
maybe.
So
It may
the
be
thing
worth
is, ChatGPT was created as an open source for free, and right now Elon is suing ChatGPT because they went with Microsoft too. So like, there's a whole battle going on in the background. That's why Elon is big into not wanting AI to be like that, and he's like, bro, like AI will be our like doom. You know what I mean? And that's why he's creating his own AI that's gonna safeguard AIs, basically, right? So there's this whole thing
what
going
happens
on
when
in
you
the
ask
background.
ChatGPT how to save the world? See, this is the like quote unquote Miggy said, the dumb hot nigga question.
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
Saving the world is a complex and multifaceted challenge that requires collective.
God damn, this
effort
thing is
on
gonna write a
multiple
lot.
fronts.
It won't, because it
Here's
only
some
gives you like
tips.
500 words in an
Here's some
free
steps you
version.
can take to make a positive impact. Educate yourself, reduce your carbon footprint, support sustainable practices, advocate for change, promote equity and justice, conserve resources, invest in education and health, be a responsible consumer, engage others, stay informed and adaptive.
Basically, give you the
I
10,
find-
10
I-
commandments
I
just in a
find that-
modern way.
Yeah, I find that odd to see number 9 there. Engage in others. So basically telling you to be a part of the community in a sense.
Encourage friends, family, and
colleagues to join you in taking action to address global challenges.
Okay. So it's basically saying spread the word. Never mind. I understood that completely wrong.
as I said,
Engage others. So get
ju-
others to engage in the same stuff you're doing. 10 more, certainly. Okay, 10 more ways. Damn, yo, Mickey's like a bad drill sergeant in the fucking army with this thing. 10 more, 10 more.
That's literally, bro. That's literally what I'd be doing at work. Just give me 10 and I'll choose from whatever bullshit you give me.
Or if you didn't give me good bullshit, give me
Give
10 more.
That's really how it is, bro. It feels like slavery.
I tell you, you're a
Fucked
bad
up.
drill sergeant, bro.
Fucked up. All right.
go with this. If I were to write a book about differences between men and women,
You want the keyboard?
no, it's fine. Between men and women, what 3 things are different about the sexes?
Different about the sexes?
Mm-hmm.
Writing a book about the difference between men and women can be a complex endeavor, as there are many facets to consider. However, if you're looking to highlight 3 key differences between the sexes, you might consider focusing on biological differences, socialization and gender roles, cognitive and psychological variances.
Yeah. And what does it say about cognitive and psychological variances?
Research suggests that men and women may exhibit differences in cognitive abilities, communication styles, and emotional responses. These variations can influence how individuals approach problem solving, decision making, and interpersonal relationships.
Yeah, which is again, these are taboo articles, right? Because nowadays everyone thinks men and women are exactly the same, right? which obviously they're not. But I think this is like if you ask it correctly, it will give you exactly what you need. Which going back to what you were saying, you know.
Yeah, I definitely think ChatGPT, like I said, everyone should go in there and just kind of think of I'll say again, like Mickey said, random hot nigga question, and you will kind of start to learn how this thing works, and you're gonna be like, wow, I can use it for this, I can use it for that. I mean, at the end of the day, like for example, my dad still does invoices to this day manually for his cleaning business, right? Man, if he understood ChatGPT, it wouldn't be, "Hey, Lynette, can you get your brother's computer so you can help me make this invoice to this company?" And have to sit there and be like, "All right, Lynette, I want you to write this, in this way." And then at the end, Lynette has to be like, "Okay, Dad, I wrote this way. No, 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 change this, bro." If he just went in there and be like, "Hey, ChatGPT, I need to write an invoice for
Well-
cleaning this. I did this many square feet. This is the name of the company and all their information. I charged them this amount." Boom.
So
Wrote the invoice.
so I think what
So
would happen is a
very
lot of people, because like when you first start with
It's scary.
ChatGPT,
It's scary to start.
it's not scary. It's like you're starting without knowing anything, and then you kind of have to build. So it
You
takes
just-
time to play with it. To
It literally
tinker with
feels
it.
like someone just threw you in a pool, no swimming.
Yeah.
That's how it does feel.
And then once
you
you
don't know
start
where to go,
tinker with it, and then you concentrate on a
Uh-huh.
specific task, now you get look, you're
get that backstroke on.
yeah, you get your things and ducks in order, and then you have questions that you can even copy and paste that you can constantly
Exactly.
ask, and that becomes easier, like automating it. But these are the 12 most anticipated cars of 2024. I wanted to get your opinions on this, guys. What do you think? Volvo EX30. Do you guys anticipate to see this car?
I anticipate that Volvo will be on a rise. I've heard that their past few years in cars have been doing pretty well actually, and that they're getting into that performance area
Segment.
with higher horsepower cars.
Mhm.
So I'm actually kind of interested in Volvo. I will say.
To see what they're gonna come up with.
Yeah, I am kind of interested in Volvo. What they're
They
gonna
don't
do.
have any electric vehicles. At the
They
This
moment.
is
do
an electric.
Polestar, which they split. They split with Polestar. They created Polestar, but they split from him. But this one is gonna be an electric as well.
Okay, so this is their first one.
Yeah. Nissan Rogue.
They've been around.
It's been
This is
around. It's
not
been a
nothing crazy.
beloved car for everyone, you
Yeah.
know. So WRX TR. What does TR stand for?
TR is basically going to be their replacement of kind of like the higher end WRX, which used to be the STI. The STI is no longer available in North America or South America, I think. So this is basically your highest end WRX you're going to see is going to be the TR.
My problem with cars like this is when they're pricing them at $50,000 or so, right around there.
Yeah.
Who can afford these? Young kids cannot afford this, but young kids are the ones that want to drive it. And
Exactly.
older people, they're like older, that somebody that gets in their 40s, 50s when they have their families, they don't
Once
really give a
they
shit
sit
about
in
this
that
anymore.
car and they're like, I'm paying for the same interior as a Corolla. No.
And not only the same material as a Corolla, they're rough as shit. They're very, very hard car to drive. Meaning, not
The
that's
WRX,
hard to drive.
no.
The STIs, they're pretty
No.
stiff, man.
No, man. No.
They're stiff.
No, what are you talking about? They're not. They don't sit that low.
No, they don't sit that
I
low,
know,
but
but
their
I'm saying
suspension is very stiff in comparison.
I've driven a few, man. I feel like they're pretty normal compared to other cars, like compared to another Japanese like Honda or Toyota.
No, bro, you can't
Yeah,
compare
man.
them. You can't.
Yeah, man, I do. I would definitely compare them.
Anyway, so Toyota Land Cruiser, I kind of want to see this car. This car looks badass
Yeah,
to
because
me.
didn't they stop?
Yeah, they
this?
stopped making it because the one they made it was only like 2 doors, right? Like it was like a 2 doors and a half door that opened the other way.
No. The big Land Cruiser, bro.
The big Land Cruiser they did, so they're renaming this. It was the FJ. So this is the
Okay.
like the next step from FJ. Like this is the bringing
Well, I
back
can
the
see
FJ
it's got
Cruiser.
a fucking 4-cylinder.
Yeah, so it's
That's
gonna be
crazy.
smaller. It's gonna be FJ size.
Yeah, because I remember my uncle Bolivar. He got the one of the last big Land Cruisers.
Yeah, but
that
this
they
is
made.
not gonna be like the big one. This
I
is
know,
gonna be
I know
more
what
the
you're
size
saying,
of an FJ.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of want to see these cars because these cars were a hit and people love them and keep buying them. So I think they're bringing them back. So GX, yeah, the new GX looks badass. I think it's a great SUV to buy. Now if you got that kind of money, you probably want to stick with Mercedes. Probably change your cars every 4 years anyway. So, Hyundai Santa Fe.
No, this is not a good.
This
one
is
for
an
the list.
ugly car.
Santa
This is
Fe's
just
always
another
been an
car.
ugly car.
This is just another car.
Yeah, just another
mom
car. Ford Ranger, Raptor. Yeah, it'd be cool to see this sure come in, but
Yeah, I
again,
want to see one on the road. Yeah.
At $70,000, you know what I mean?
400. No.
You're not going to Home Depot with this. You're just getting a truck to say you have a truck.
Yeah.
But like you're not taking the shit to Home Depot.
Ready? What's next?
Keep going down. Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that the Tacoma has always
My
been one
brain
of
lagged
those.
there for a second. I was trying to make a joke about the gas mileage on those things.
The gas mileage is shit on those things. It's fucking terrible.
So this one will be pretty good though. Seems
Yeah.
like with the hybrid and stuff. But
Mhm. But how much of an
Tacoma's a-
off-road it's gonna be, that's another question, right?
I think the Tacoma's never been a good off-road truck. They never made it at anything beyond a V6 variant. So never really
How
had
can
the
you
power.
say it's not a
backing it.
good off-road truck when you got the fucking Jihad?
Yeah.
But that's not in Tacomas, bro.
That's not Tacomas?
No, they don't. They usually in like the Forerunners and old like.
400 is the SUV. Tacomas is
But you
the.
never really see those motherfuckers driving those little.
What do you,
Yeah, they
what do
do.
you see? Rangers?
I
out
mean,
there?
but you see them on the road hauling ass, but not through the fucking, not through the fucking dunes and shit in Tacomas.
Yeah, they do, bro.
Nah, you wilding out in a Tacoma?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, them
With
Tacoma
machine-
is
with
one of the
machine
number
guns
one
in the
boat
back,
cars.
dude.
Tacoma is one of the old
Right.
Tacomas. Is number.
I'll never forget that dude in the watch shop. The
Oh, the
jihad
crackhead?
letters. He said that shit was
The crackhead?
hilarious. Yeah, that guy was funny, man.
Yeah,
he had a
bro.
lot
Those
of-
are old Tacomas, bro.
Bruh.
Those are old Tacomas. That's all they're riding in, bro.
Are
We're
you sure
about
it's
to
a
get
Tacoma? I think
canceled,
that's
bro.
Bruh.
Oh, that
We're
one
about to get
definitely.
canceled on YouTube, bro.
Bruh, I'm
That's
not-
a high.
I'm
No,
not-
Hilux. Oh, Hilux is a Tacoma.
No, no.
Hilux is a
No,
Tacoma.
No.
Hilux is like a stripped down version of a Tacoma. The Hilux is in Europe. Yeah, it's stripped down version of Tacoma.
I his only drives to
Bro.
All right, change, bro. We're about to get canceled, bro.
Oh shit.
Go down. Stream ends.
What the fuck were we on? Fucking too short.
Fucking too short, man.
There we go.
Chevrolet Silverado.
EV. That looks like that one Silver they had. What was it called?
Yeah, they had one like that.
With that weird slant on the bend. What was it
Yeah,
called?
it still has the weird
You're
slant.
talking about the Honda Ridge?
No. They had a Chevy at one
Silverado.
point. Actually, it's funny. My uncle that's out there right now.
Silverado.
No, bro. My uncle that's out there right now,
Colorado?
Luicho, had one.
No.
Yes.
Do old
The-
Silverado. Do old
No,
Chevy
it's not
Silverado.
called a Silverado.
I know what he's talking about. I thought was it a Chevy or Pontiac?
No, it's a
No,
Chevy.
Chevy. Or it might have even been like the
Go down.
Cadillac variant that they had. Not Cadillac, but GMC variant. But it's this. No, it's not a Silverado.
It didn't really have a bed, right? Or...
It
It
had a
has a
bed, but
bed,
it
but
had
it's
that
all
little weird
plastic.
slant shit with the plastic bar there.
Go to ChatGPT shit. It'll know.
No.
Go do Chevy with a slant
With the slant.
bed. What does he say?
It thinks I'm talking about a slant bed or tilt bed, which
Mhm.
is a pickup truck modification.
Anyway, go back. Yeah. Yeah, so what was it? Yeah, there you go. What's next? Ram 1500 Ram Charger. Maybe. I don't know.
Weren't the Rams having like issues?
Yes. The Dodge has been having issues since day one. They had to split the Ram into its own brand because of that. Cadillac Escalade IQ. It looks cool. You know, all the Cadillacs always look cool anytime new ones come up. But at 750 horsepower, that's gonna be a fast Cadillac
That doesn't
truck.
look bad.
We saw something similar to that when we were driving around over there.
Mm,
I thought it looked pretty cool. It was a Cadillac.
Sporty.
EV. Yeah.
Jeep Recon. Looks sleek, you know, but Jeeps again, you know, all that Ram Dodge Chrysler combo. I don't know.
So it's their E EV.
Yeah, they're all going to EVs now.
Yeah.
So, all right. So go back to the So the next car, yeah, that one, the blue car. Go to the blue car, and then I want to get your
Blue
opinion on
car?
this, and then you can come back to that. Yeah, that right there. So 2025 Dodge Charger 6-pack sports a 550 horsepower twin turbo inline 6. So they're actually going to do this. They're doing a Charger and a Challenger, I think, in the same configuration.
So they're merging both cars together into one.
No. They're gonna have the 4-door and the 2-door because they're kind of got rid of the scat packs and dot, like, all of those, and so they're gonna go to this design, which is, I just hope they're not as long as the originals that we have right now. Like, those are hella long.
So it is
Just
gas powered.
Yeah, hella big.
I'm interested to see a company like this using an inline six again.
Mm-hmm.
What's better about the inline six?
Not necessarily. I mean, there's always pros and cons to all these motors. So basically, because of the way the cylinders fire, right? A lot of times you'll see a V motor will have can sometimes have a little bit of better balance depending on V6 or V8. Because a V8, for example, they'll have the front and the back on either side kind of go in unison in the sense of how they fire to kind of keep the motor balanced, right? But then with a V6, you kind of can't do that because there's certain stages of combustion, and there's, six kind of doesn't match up to that to do it evenly, and so kind of throws things off. With a inline motor, you kind of keeping that stuff centered. There's always there's a bunch of pros and cons.
So every
all
old
these.
school mechanic I've ever talked to, they always said that the inline six engines are the best engines they've ever created. I think they went to V6 because they were able to make it a little more gas efficient. That's why they're saying that inline V6s took off, and they would take up less proverbial space, right? Because inline six is a long fucking engine. You need to have a bay.
No, you're wrong. The V6 will always take up more space.
It's fat. V6 is fat. Inline six is longer.
No, you still have to sit in almost the same distance. It's not really much longer.
The inline six usually is not like this. It's usually straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
the
that
V6,
length-
it's still straight.
Yeah, but V6
I mean,
you got
sometimes you
3
see
cylinders
Honda-
versus 6 cylinders.
Honda will put them like this sometimes.
V6s, yes.
Yeah. But I mean, in size difference, they're not that
But
much.
the
different.
best
I think
example I
it's
have.
harder to fit for example, like take two very known V6 and inline six motors, an RB26, which is the motor that comes out of a Skyline, old school GTR motor, and a VQ35, which is what comes in all these Infinities and 350Zs, which is a V6, right?
But the Skyline engine is longer.
It might be a bit longer, but in overall proverbial space, it's going to be a lot harder to fit that V6 in something than to
Well,
fit the
no,
inline.
no, I understand what you're saying. In V6, it sits fatter, so you have to kind of work around it. Inline six stays straight, but the engine, the bay itself has to be longer. Like my Honda S2000 had the engine not sideways like all the Hondas do, but straight. And the actual, yes, there's a lot of space there, but it was the actual hood area was longer than a Honda Civic, for example. Honda Civic's hood area is shorter.
I
Does
get
that
what you're saying.
Make sense? It's not necessarily taking up more space, but it just needs to be longer. But anyway, all these old school mechanics always say that those cars are the easiest to work on for whatever reason, maybe because they have more space, because the way it sits. I don't know.
Okay.
But then go back to those investment cars, right? That right there. So usually when you talk about cars don't come up really as an investment per se. They're usually a loss. When you buy a car, it just devalues very quickly. But these are the cars that will keep their value according to Car and Driver, which usually is pretty good about this.
So this is going to talk about cars that you're not going to find.
Yes.
These are going to be cars that are looked at as basically relics at this point. Things like this are just basically belong in a fucking museum.
Yep.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to lie.
Keep going down. So Rabbit GTI, which I agree. Honda Prelude, I agree.
A fucking SI, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not finding that.
Never. Yeah, you can. I don't think you can find it in Japan at this point. 944 Turbo.
This is something maybe you'll find, but I don't agree with this option at all.
944 Turbo.
The turbo one, maybe. Because the 944 and the normal one, you see them all the time.
Yeah, go down. The Foxtails, I never liked the design of the Foxtail.
Fox body.
Fox body, yeah. I never liked the design of it,
do.
even though
Man,
they're considered very fast cars.
when you see them drag kitted out Fox bodies, they look fucking nasty.
Yeah, and I think that's why people like these, because they can mod them to, really make them fast.
I think it's one of those Mustangs that just isn't a boat, so
Yep.
people really like them. It's not really a Mustang at the end of the day in
Yeah.
its heritage at all.
Nissan 300 ZX Turbo,
If you have
yeah.
specifically the turbo one, I could maybe agree with this in the sense where it's not going to be a crazy investment, but you kind of have one of those cars that is like it's like a low key Supra almost. Like it came out at the same time. It was to compete with a car like the Supra. It is I think it's a
Well,
V6
last
or
one sold at
inline-six turbo.
$135,000.
Yeah, look at that, right? So, but also a 22,000 mile freaking
Yeah.
pretty almost brand new one, you know?
Keep going down. BMW M3.
Yeah, this has
1990
always been
yeah.
one of those cars. This is fucking these old E30 M3s are just. No, it's not an E30. This is a newer one. I don't know what code they call this one, but yeah, this BMW is always gonna fucking keep its value, man.
Mhm.
The sportiness and heritage behind BMW will always do it for that. It's
The
like it's
M Coupe-
comparable to Subaru, man. It's like one of those cars that just doesn't deserve to keep its value, but it does.
Yeah, so this is an inline six engine in this one. And you can see like how long is the hood, you know? But I've driven a couple of these cars. They're interesting.
Looks like a Mercedes almost in the front, like an AMG.
Yeah.
Is that because are those inline sixes as well?
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Okay.
Well, it all depends.
Honda S2000
And any AMG you see will probably be a V8.
V8 at this point, yeah. Honda S2000, yeah, I agree with this one.
I agree with this.
Mm. Cadillac, yep. CTSV, most likely, yep.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you have a manual wagon. That is basically a fucking unicorn.
Yeah, it is a unicorn, although I don't like the wagons.
I love the wagons.
I know
oh my
you
God,
do,
it's
you-
I'm not a
amazing
fan
to
of them
me.
either.
I love those
They look
fucking
like
wagons.
funeral home cars.
Bro,
No,
in person,
It looks like a grocery getter to me.
in
Like
person,
your wife should drive
it
this.
is fucking awesome. These cars are great. It's like the number one. To me, if I had to pick a car, like if I could buy something today and drive it, I'd buy in a fucking CTSV wagon manual.
Corvette Z06, the
yeah,
new
if
one.
you can get one, and
Yeah.
if you're getting one at, you're not buying one at base price, bro. Come on, like that's not happening.
Yeah, but it's in sale $248,000.
Exactly. That's how much you're buying one for, and at that point, it's not an investment. You're losing money.
Yeah, it's a Z06 too. So unless you're
doesn't
gonna
really make
keep
much
it and not
sense.
drive it,
But the thing is you're not getting it under $190,000.
no, you can get some of them
A
at
Z06, no, you're not.
no Z06, no Z06. You're not.
That's
They're
what I'm saying.
150 base, I think.
Exactly.
Z06 is 150 base, so you're not
So
getting.
for you to think you're gonna get a Z06 for under 200 grand and then call that an investment, no,
No,
it's not.
no. Now ZR1 would be a different story, which they're coming up next year. That would be a different story. I think ZR1 would definitely be
It's
one.
probably gonna be easier to get, but it's gonna be more expensive.
ZR1,
Yeah.
it'd be harder to get. The ZR1
No,
is
I
going to
think-
be
I
the
think- I
top
think
of the line.
I know it's gonna be the top of the line, but I think the Z06 with the because the Z06 is like
It's the middle
it's
child.
like the middle ground, so it's what's most sought out after because it's like you don't necessarily want the bottom
the
and you can't necessarily
production.
afford the top one. I
I'm-
think the
I'm
ZR, I
talking about the
personally
production.
think the ZR1 will definitely be easier to get than the Z06.
Anyway,
Personally,
So this next article, which I thought
And
was pretty
50,000
interesting,
more.
before everybody gets scared, no, we're not getting a God of Chaos asteroid will hit the Earth type of deal. They did recalculate. There's always asteroids flying around in space.
and they're always calculating the chance
The chance,
that
yeah,
it might hit us.
yeah. So what are they saying about this one?
It is known as 99942 Apophis and is a large asteroid with a diameter of 370 meters or 1,200 plus feet. Even though it wouldn't be an extinction level event, not the dinosaur killing kind to be brutally direct, it would still be potentially dangerous. It could, in theory, create a significant devastation around the impact point. The asteroid first caused a few head scratches and a few sleepless nights in 2004 when astronomers calculated a 2.7% chance of it hitting Earth.
So 2.7% chance is basically like
3 in 100,
2.7%
almost
chance.
3 in 100.
Yeah,
You have a 3 in 100 shot, almost, not really.
almost. Yeah,
More, put it more 2.5 if you want to say like.
The
yeah. It's
danger-
pretty low. I
It's pretty
think.
low, but it's high enough to cause.
But it's
some-
not as low as you winning the lottery numbers.
exactly. One in 100 chance. Like when you start looking at the broad spectrum of things, when I tell you, man, you're only gonna get 1% of this, you're like, oh man, that's bullshit. But then I tell you, oh, it's 1% of $1 million. You're like, oh shit, I got some money now, right? but that's always perspective.
See, it says as long as the natural collision between Apollo's and another space object doesn't change its orbit, it will not hit the Earth. Now, chances of that happening, Again, as you can see, it's 2.7%. So yeah, guys, don't need to build a bunker or start prepping. You know, we're nowhere near getting hit by it. So
What is the healthiest,
healthiest cheese, number one pick according to dietitians. So if you love cheese, these are the cheeses healthiest, right?
Cottage cheese.
Ugh, that's the
Gross.
worst one.
I don't
It's
like
literally-
cottage cheese. It's
me
disgusting.
neither.
It feels like I'm eating throw up.
So the only way you
That's
can-
a good way to put it, Miggy.
the only way you can make cottage cheese good, in my opinion, and that's because
A
I
lot of
grew up
sugar
eating
can make it
something very
unhealthy.
similar back home. So this it wasn't cottage, it was farmer's cheese, right? Like it came in this block. You would take that, you would mix it with sour cream, and you would add sugar to it. So it became almost like,
Paste.
no, it's a little bit thicker. Yeah, a little bit thicker paste, but with sugar, it made it almost like dessert like versus being cheese, right? The only way I found that you can make cottage cheese fucking tolerable if you do mix it with either sour cream or yogurt and then add some sort of a flavor to it where you don't get those little chunks anymore.
Ugh, I hate that shit.
Yeah. You can make this healthy. As a matter of fact, it's got a lot of protein in it. So when you're on some sort of a diet and you're trying to avoid sugars and just sticking with fats and proteins, I think that's a good option. Although
That's my thing. with it.
stomaching
I
this
wouldn't
shit.
be able to fucking have it without sugar.
Yeah, well, you
I don't
can
want
do.
to have it at all. I hate the consistency.
You can do if you can deal with stevia or those stevia or artificial sugar
I can't.
additives like Mio and things like that. You
I
can
can't
add that
do
and add the flavor to it.
Splenda and shit.
Splenda and shit. Yeah, that's the only way you can. Cottage cheese by itself is fucking disgusting though.
Yeah.
Top healthy. Go keep going.
Isn't
now.
that what they put that in lasagna, right? Cottage.
No,
what is that?
they put ricotta cheese.
Ricotta. I can't do ricotta either.
Yeah, ricotta cheese is not one of my favorites either.
I don't like ricotta either.
Mhm.
I don't mind some lasagna.
My mom, she knows now. I didn't tell her this for the longest because I didn't really care that much because I'm not a big fan of lasagna even without the ricotta. But one day she's like, "Oh, I'm making lasagna," and she like noticed that my face wasn't very like as happy as everyone else's. She's like, "Oh, you don't like it?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't really like lasagna." No, what? Why you don't like lasagna? I'm like, yeah, I hate the ricotta. And being my mom, she made me like a small one, no ricotta cheese. I can tolerate it then.
You know what's the craziest part about ricotta cheese? You ever try buying ricotta cheese in a store?
No, because I don't like it.
I don't
That
like,
bitch
I don't
is
like that shit.
That bitch is expensive as fuck. If you're getting ricotta cheese, that shit is so fucking expensive. I don't even know why people buy that shit just to say I made this lasagna, and then you eat this shit and it tastes chalky in your mouth. The cheese has no fucking flavor in it,
doesn't
at
have
all.
any flavor.
Like
I just
zero
don't like
flavor.
cheese in general.
I fuck with cheese
I like
extremely
cheese.
heavy. I can.
As you
I
saw,
really,
dude,
really
I
mess with
eat
cheese.
my shit dry as fuck. That bread that we had in Vegas.
Yeah,
I'll
bro,
eat
you
that
do
shit dry.
fucking love some bread. I can tell you that,
Hey
bro.
man,
You
I'm
gobbled
with
down
Miggy on
some
that. I'm
bread.
with Miggy on that shit, man. I can fuck up some bread, some
Some
straight
fucking
up
bread?
bread, man.
Just give me like a juice or something.
Yeah,
To
man.
help
Bro,
me water it down a little bit.
If you, bro, if you give me bread and chocolate milk, that's a fucking meal for me.
Yeah, bro, keep eating that shit for a week. See if you can be able to shit. Yeah,
That's very
you
true.
be shitting bricks at that point.
That's very true. But for me growing up, bro, Cuban bread and chocolate milk was a fucking meal. Straight up a meal.
yeah.
No, I understand that. I've
You
fucking
guys
had to
ever
live
have-
through it, right?
You guys ever have sugar with bread?
I
Sugar,
don't-
bread, and butter.
No, I don't care for
Sugar-
adding.
You
the
put butter and
You
put some
always
sugar
have
on
to
top.
Add some fucking paste or some sauce on top of your shit, nigga. Just eat your shit dry as fuck like everybody else.
It likes it wet, bro.
How's butter paste? I don't get it. You don't fucking toast it. You put fucking cold butter out of the fridge on top. You add some fucking sugar on it.
Butter and sugar is
Yeah, bro. It's a
wild,
bread and
dude.
tomato.
That's crazy.
There you go.
And you add tomato too?
No, you just do bread.
See, I don't
bread
like-
and tomato only.
Not that I don't like, but I'm not a fan of like, for example, you just fucking put sugar on your bread. That crunchiness is gonna add. I wouldn't fuck with that.
With the sugar and bread?
Yeah.
I like it.
One thing that I enjoy a lot is you take fresh bread and you put it on a plate. Then you chop up some tomatoes, cucumber, onion, and some cilantro.
Already too healthy.
And some cilantro, and you put it on top. Well, you mix it first with vinegar, salt, and olive oil. And then you put all that on top. So all those juices soak into that bread.
Told you he likes stuff wet.
Bro, that's one of the best salads you can ever eat, in my opinion.
It's a
Humble
pizza, though.
opinion.
That's a pizza. It's on
It's
bread.
cold. It's got fucking vegetables on it. It's a salad.
David
It's
Portnoy-
on pizza, bro.
David-
It's on a piece of bread, bro.
David
It's
Portnoy is
fucking pizza.
No,
reviewing
you
a
don't
pizza
put it
down here in
into
St.
pieces.
Pete.
You make it small pieces, like you chunk it up, and then you put it on a plate as
yeah.
chunks.
Portnoy's in Sarasota. That's all right.
but I think he came down to St. Pete and he.
Oh, really?
Or maybe it wasn't even St. Pete, but it was in the area, and he
Yeah.
reviewed one of the pizzas.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I know he's done
Sarasota.
a Tampa
Sarasota.
pizza.
I saw it. I saw the video. I didn't watch the
Is
whole
it
thing.
new or old one?
Yeah,
Because
he
he's
did
got a
Sarasota
Tampa
like
one.
yesterday.
It's new. It's recent.
He's recent. I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
he was in
What
Sarasota
did
a
he?
couple days
Which
ago.
one is it? I
I
want to
don't
go.
know.
I don't
What he
remember.
rated it at?
I
I
don't remember.
didn't even watch the whole video, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, David Portnoy is pretty much done.
I think he has pretty good pizza
Well, the,
reviewing ability at this point. My guys ate a slice from everywhere in the fucking world at this point.
that one is, I think, in Ybor. Yeah, that's the Ybor one. No.
How recent was this?
14 hours ago.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what he's saying.
After this short ad from.
I want to know the
Domino's.
pizza place's name because I do know that we were all there when we went. Remember, Mickey, when you guys met us out there in Sarasota? It was like in that square that we were at.
Barstool Pizza Review.
Nah, the pizza, I ain't gonna lie, it doesn't look like my kind of pizza.
Pappuccinos.
Nah, bro, you just standing there watching the man eat his pizza and make his video. That's hilarious.
That's David Portnoy. He's the CEO of Barstool Sports. When Portnoy is not running the $600 million company, he has a side job reviewing pizza all across the country. He's been doing it.
Look at this motherfucker.
But this was his first stop in our area. And you heard him. He was at Venezia Pizza in St. Norman Circle.
What is it?
Venezia.
Venezia.
Venezia. 6.7.
He gave it a 6.7.
Mm-hmm.
I've had better from his reviews.
He also stopped by several other local pizza places this week. No
Let's
word
see.
on how long his Tampa tour is going to last.
Venezia.
You can also find a map of all of his stops and reviews. No
Go
word-
to the map.
Venezia
There's a
pizza.
whole website dedicated to these reviews.
Yeah,
He
he's
does?
got a whole
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Go to it, and then we just look up. Maybe they've updated it already. Pizza reviews. No, go down. That's it.
One bite pizza.
David L. Press.
Oh, bro, look how he ate 3 slices wearing the same shirt, bro. He was-
Venezia. So all 3 are in Sarasota.
the best one is
Rico's
Panificio.
Pizza. Panificio. Do Tampa. See what Tampa was. His old one. His old reviews.
Miami.
No, you're not gonna have Tampa here. Just you gotta search it.
Bro, he goes everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
How
Yeah.
long
Is there a search? Yeah, this is long, bro. He's eating.
Yeah, bro.
pizza
He's been
ever.
doing this for
You gotta
years.
search it, bro.
And he eats multiple slices a day.
Yeah.
Go to the top. There's like a search thing.
There is?
Yeah, right
Where?
there. Search at the top.
Oh. That's a very not visible search.
Yeah,
Do
that,
Tampa.
Tampa Pizza Company. Bro, he has his own Yelp reviews, basically.
Gino's New York Pizzeria, Tampa Road. See, there's that one, 7.4. So you don't really need to go to Sarasota to get a 7.4 pizza. You can just go to Gino's. Go down. Are these all his pizzas? I don't know if this is all, or is it fan base? Italian Pizza Kitchen. It's got a fucking kebab with rice on it. The fuck? Oh, there you go. David Portnoy. Eddie's and Sam's New York Pizza, 7.1. The other rating is not his. His rating has got his face on it. So that's it. Eddie's.
Eddie
that
and
one-
Sam's. That's the only one.
That
he's
that
been
one
to
is in
Tampa?
downtown Tampa. That one is in downtown Tampa around Channelside area.
That's it. That's all you got then.
Yeah,
That's the
all you
only
got.
one he's
That's
reviewed in
the- yeah.
Tampa.
But since he's coming to Tampa area, maybe he'll review more of them. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're over, way over. So, alrighty, guys. Thank you very much, everyone who came to watch the pod tonight, and everyone who was in the chat tonight. It looks like we had a few people in there. Thank you, everyone, for coming and being supporting us. We really appreciate it, guys. We will see you on Vitality Wellness Center, guys. Don't forget our official sponsor. I almost forgot. Guys, they have their location on Park Street and 4th Street.
And if you're looking for a job, they're definitely hiring.
Oh, yes, they are hiring at both locations, actually. I saw that today. You guys can reach out to Kieran. Go on their page. He's got his email there. I think you can submit your resumes through him. Guys, be a great place to work at. I've heard very good things
Yeah,
from
place is
their
pretty
employees.
legit. Plus, you get everything for free.
Yeah, you get to check out all the modalities. You're there all day. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you. I don't even know what's today.
On the 12th.
On the 12th.